Grooveverse, you need to stamp your feet, you need to clap your hands, and you need to give a massive, massive round of applause and a welcome to our second guest poet, who goes by the name of RHIAN BROOKE.
I'm so excited to be performing tonight with all these disgustingly talented musicians. I'm RHIAN BROOKE. I've actually got 3 pieces, so I won't do much of an intro in between them. I'll just so I can fit it into the time. The first one is a bit ranty. It's called Double Think, 'cause there's a few references to George Orwell's 1984 in there, and I'm just going to go straight in. Are you lowering? Oh, you're hiring me. Okay. Being woke makes me tired, but now I can't sleep. When you start marching forward, there's no chance of retreat. So where shall I begin? How anti-abortion legislation is rooted in white extinction anxiety? Heaven forbid the female body should have autonomy. But who am I to tell you? Come, Mr. Patriarchy. Sit down beside me, spread your legs and mansplain misogyny. So I'm trying to be well-versed. I'm trying to be well-read. There's so much out there to digest, but I need to be fed with less fake news and reams of memes and quotes written yesterday by people centuries dead. I need to cut out the trolls and all the he said, she said. Pick up a book, do some research. Please, Karen, watch a TED. Being woke makes me tired, but now I can't sleep. When you start marching forward, there's no chance of retreat. Explaining to the ignorant until I'm blue in the face. But blue lives matter too, right? Besides, I don't see race. What? You don't see race? What a ridiculous statement. If you don't see race, you just debase the beauty of other cultures, a history abatement. For admin, let's lump all non-whites together and then just call them BAME, because their needs and the oppressions they face must all be the same. Let's tick all the boxes all ethnicities will cover. Make sure there's one for white folk and then have one called other. We live in this capitalist society with this newly sprouted money tree that only grows austerity to feed a billionaire minority whilst children starve in poverty. But as long as there's prosperity, forget about humanity or people living in dignity. As long as the rich are getting richer, because for them it's take, take, take. I want to stand atop a food bank shouting, never mind Spartacus, I am Daniel Blake. Being woke makes me tired, but now I can't sleep. When you start marching forward, there's no chance of retreat. And I wish I was like the old man Winston met in the pub, but FOMO leaves me no choice than to be a member of this club. As technology advances, phones and smart PAs increase, we're actively encouraging the invasion of thought police. I'm learning from both Georges, 1984's and the poet as well. Am I code switching to sound ill or well? So addicted, all I need is 1 more gram of Insta. You think it might not be the case, but you can't help having 2 when you have a book of face. Chasing followers only leaves you going round in circles, blue screen fatigued and brainwashed by commercials, and AI algorithms make us dance to different beats. Only seeing things we agree with objectively defeats the point of social connection and constructive debate, causing such division, bad feeling and hate. Stop unfriending and unfollowing those with a different point of view. Listening to the other side is really good for you. Being woke makes me tired, but now I can't sleep. When you start marching forward, there's no chance of retreat. No longer run on instinct, we're purely run by Alec. We need more colour and curves and less buildings grey and phallic. Regretta, we should have listened to Thunberg. Regret, a thorn in the side of an iceberg. And this is just the tip, because we're beyond the tipping point. With this greedy devastation, all we've done is disappoint future generations, pleading for the mess to stop as they stand there helpless wailing, cradling a mop. Oceania, Asia and the transatlantic, please identify with trans semantics. I may be CIS, but trans cis, I'm listening to you in stereo, like a transistor radio. The world needs to retune, see you, hear you and attune. Media propaganda instilling fear for more control. Burning refugee camps ignites dejection in my soul. Pumping cash into the arms trade like a Gatling gun, whilst the arts are shot and gasping, left shriveled hemorrhaging in the sun. Rioting is the only means for people to be heard. Why must we have to go to lengths so absurd? Crying and excited, they amassed. Crying and excited, tear-gassed. I'm aware my poetic rhetoric seems a little plethoric. This apraxic syntactic may sound didactic, but I'm so awake. I even know I'm one of the preachy left elite. Maybe I should just admit defeat. But I'm going to try to make a change with these aching feet, because when you start marching forward, there's no chance of retreat. Being woke makes me tired, but now I can't sleep. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go straight in. This is Woman. Woman, you are immaculate, just silver-plated in fraud. A man-made crust caked on umbilical cord, golloping artificial mantras until saturated in loathing we swell. Daughters pleading for us to quell laws written about our bodies by gaggles of men who confuse walking in our shoes with sliding in our DMs. Objectifying our fractured frames and scoring us out of 10. Let's break the bias for if not now, when? Because let's get one thing straight. There'd be a 3-week working month if men were to menstruate, and sanitary products would all be free. Wouldn't that be great? How has it taken until 2021 for them not to be taxed? If men had ovaries, they'd be delivered in hampers with appropriate snacks. And at least have the decency to get her anatomy right. You see, her vagina is mainly out of sight. So to impress and really indulge her, make sure you know that that part you're admiring is actually her vulva. Now that might seem slightly pernickety and daft until she's wanking off your testicles whilst gently cupping your shaft. And yes, she's got a hole she is gagging for you to fill and to pack. A gaping chasm called the gender pay gap. Because is it really too much to ask to be paid the same wage for doing the same task? We are all gorging on what's always been, instead of tantalizing our taste buds with the unseen. Start questioning society and patriarchal creations, the uneven playing fields and the wars between nations. Those nuclear chodes, penises cocked and ready. Poked egos, the slightest of knocks, and the world is unsteady. But woman, don't worry your pretty little head with the descent of man. Yes, we know you have a far more intelligent plan. But for now, just smile, make eye contact, dress nice, be chatty and agree with his view. But not so much he might want to fuck you. Because what was the poor guy supposed to do? Unfortunately, his actions are all down to you. The onus on male violence needs to be shifted back to men. So for all those who've been victim blamed, I'll say it again. Woman, you are immaculate, just silver-plated in fraud. And of this game we're all playing, you're right to be bored. But we're not to be toyed with, and I hope the next gen will be done with playing Barbie in a world made for Ken. So let's break the bias, for if not now, when? I'm gonna do one more. Okay. Woo! Okay, let's go. I can see some of you wondering with puzzled squints, has she dunked her whole head in bleach? Did some terrible shock cause that grey and white tint? Yes, it's unusual, different, a sight that is rare. You're donning your shades to deal with the glare. It's awkward for all of us when you're having to stare, so it's only right and it's only fair to invite you to gather, so pull up a chair. If you're ready and comfortable, put your hand in the air. If you'd like me to explain it, shout out, fuck yeah! Then it's time for me to talk about my hair. It's 100% au naturel, and yes, I grew it myself. For years I would dye it with home kits I bought off the shelf. desperate to hide any signs of aging, petrified that the world might find out that I was old enough to remember paging, and the only filler I'd heard of was grout. But why did I feel there was only beauty to be found in youth? That's what we as a society are fed, right? So it must be the truth. Scared to hear, yo grandma, get off the stage, you don't understand us at your age. But the wonderful thing about younger people in time is I've been your age, but you ain't been mine. See, I've learned the lessons fought and scraped till I've won. I might be silver, but I'm second to none. This salt and pepper sprinkling makes me a seasoned pro, finding silver linings in my silver hairline, a worldly wise halo. I haven't just got the t-shirt, I ripped it off my bloodied back, refashioned the threads and flossed with them after I ate it as a snack. And at the tip of every glistening strand, in the skin sag streams upon my hands, lies a glimpse of wisdom. There is inner peace beneath every crease, a confidence that must be lived in before it can be real. So I refuse to feel the shame that is rammed down our cream-soaked necks as we hoist and yank at our natural breasts. Covering, disguising, not recognizing the power in an older version. The perversion in such aversion to our natural state. This berated hate driving us all to reversion. That threatened patriarchal sneak, whispering that we are now weak and no longer desirable as we reach our salacious sexual peak. Ripe like a peach, yet what we teach is for us to be written off, hung out to dry, a husk in the dusk of our lifetime. Fed lines about these lines, each one a remnant of a belly laugh, a heartbreaker scream through top of lung, all the places I've explored, the million love songs that I've sung. So now I celebrate the crows who trample round my eyes. My crooked back will tell you all the secrets of the skies and the legends of the sea. So fuck society, telling me I must inject, stretch and contour my way to being free. No longer cast asunder, I now revel in my wonder, for we are thunder and I am the storm. So no, I won't conform, and I implore you to adore you just as you are meant to be, for there is value in your history. I now don't hide behind dyed, I take pride in having seen more sets of the sun. And to all you youngsters, don't feel denied or green-eyed, but you've got it all to come. Thank you very much.